My Love of Life Energy is a podcast created by Anna Scott. Anna knows that every human being sees life uniquely. In this podcast, she will talk to people and learn from them. These conversations are to shine the brilliance of each human being she speaks to. Join her. After each exploration, you will expand on your insights and see truth and beauty.
Good afternoon and good morning. Welcome to my podcast, My Love of Life Energy. And today I'm blessed. I'm blessed beyond my wildest dreams. I have with me today Debra Trappen. Welcome, Debra.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here with you.
So I want to give you a little bit of how I heard about you. So Laura Martin Brevard, who's a dear friend of mine, we'd be hiking together and she started walking and talking to me about you. She said, I met the most baller woman I've ever met in my life. She's an uplifter, an upscaler, a yes woman, hype woman. She's the real deal. And she created this thing called the Red Thread Collective. And would you like to join or would you like to meet her? And I got to say yes. And talk about landing in a magical, mystical place. I feel like I won the lottery. So welcome.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for filling my cup with those words. Ah, that was lovely. I love Laura. I'm so glad to have met both of you. We can connect the dots back to Vanessa Bergmark and say, thank you, Vanessa.
And so you've created this online community, and it's not like anything I've ever experienced before. And I'm curious, what was the impulse?
Well, first of all, thank you for recognizing that it's like nothing you've experienced before, because that is truly at the heart of it. The collective was born from a sacred commitment to live and lead with peace over pressure. And this idea of peace over pressure has been percolating and marinating in my life for the last decade. And it really, a light was shone upon it in such a brilliant way during however you want to call it, the great pause, the great reset, that time in 2020 and 2021 when most of us had a chance to actually quiet a lot of what was going around. We had a chance to say no to things that we've been saying yes to for a really long time. And I loved listening to the stories of people, in particular women, who had found all of this time that had been lost in the chaos, that had been part of the senseless hustle that our society tells us we need to have in our lives. Like, they were so ready to ditch that senseless hustle. And so while the inspiration has been kind of growing over a decade, this vision to really bring women together to lead them in a new way, one that honors our intuition, that honors our cycles, that honors our creativity and our calling, has been such a gift. The moment that I knew it was time, I was on a solo reflection retreat in the redwoods near Sonoma County, and I had just left a 7-year contract, and it had become my sole focus. And that isn't how I work as a manifesting generator, right? That having one thing going, and it was, if you can say I was being drained, but not in an unholy way, just in a way where I wasn't being true to myself in all of the other facets of who I was. And while I was sitting at the bottom of these giant redwood trees, I was hearing this calling, like, girl, like, you keep wanting to step beyond the hustle culture. You claim being anti-hustle. You want to get beyond performative productivity. You want to get beyond the doom scroll. So do it. Stop waiting. You have everything you need, and you have a network, like my own version of mycelium. I have this exists on, visually, I can see my sisters who are willing to link arms with me. So why are you waiting? And so I didn't anymore. I called my friend Molly up and I said, all right, I want to go through your process. I want to bring this to life. And one of the most amazing things that she does is she works with archetypes, and she has you pull images together out of this giant deck of images and says, like, what do you want it to look like and feel like? And I remember like picking these images of beautiful Bengali women that were covered in jewelry and just beautiful fabrics, and hands holding these delicious bunches of grapes, and just gorgeous vessels filled with dark honey, and and I thought, this is what I want it to feel like. I want women to finally have a place where they can bring their whole selves. They don't have to leave a piece of them behind. They don't have to compartmentalize and say, oh, well, I can talk about business here. I can talk about marketing. I can talk about my management style, but I really can't talk about menopause and how it's driving me flipping insane. Or I've got questions about money, but I really don't want to ask those over here. So I need to find another place. Like, I wanted this to be the spot where we could bring it all. And the first year we have done just that. And the first 8 months we were only meeting once a month. Now we meet every week, every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific. And every Thursday has a different format. The first, the second, the third, the fourth, there's something different each week. And that keeps it fun for me, which is important for things to be fun, right? To flourish in that fun and that the fancy of things. And it's also allowing these women to come and manifest and set their intentions at the beginning of the month, and really slow down and meditate together and create this energetic connection at the start of the month. And then they can come and simply be and listen to wisdom weavers share what's going on in their lives. And if they want, they can turn their camera on and bestow their wisdom. But there isn't an expectation of them. It's not another thing to do. It's a place to come and actually practice what being feels like. And I feel like for so many of us, we don't have a place that we do that. We simply don't have a place where we can simply be. Really, even in our own homes, sometimes it's difficult to simply be because there's always something to do. A drawer to organize, laundry to fold, someone to scoot wherever they need to go, and sometimes even taking care of ourselves. like doing the things to care for ourselves. I don't want this place to be that for them. I want it to be where women come to fill their cup, and their cup is so full that they require a giant saucer underneath it because it overflows. Oh.
The You've said a couple things that have just touched me so deeply. One of them was peace over pressure.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if have you seen that people forgot to even feel peaceful, like what it feels like. Like we're so used to the pressure that we forgot that peace is an option inside of us.
Yes. Peace and hope. I imagine them as these beautiful goddesses that are always right by our side, waiting for us to hold their hand or to link arms with them or to embrace them. Like, they want to be part of who we are. They want to be of service to us. And the world we live in, the tainted, the profane side of masculine energy has taken over in so many places that it's even hard to be at a business meeting or a conference without hearing war or battle analogies or words like kill, slay, crush. Like these are all pressure-filled words, and they're infused in what we do in our lives. We're crushing our goals at the gym, or we're slaying our
Mm.
goals at the office. And these words seep in, and they create our realities. And if we don't have a place where we are reminded, where we can remember to that truth that, oh, no, 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 we we are not meant to live under pressure. We aren't meant to live with all of this information coming at us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that our bodies, our souls, our beings crave quiet. That's where we refuel. And not everybody is blessed to be able to go sit underneath a redwood tree, and I get that. No matter where you are, there's dirt, there's ground, and sometimes simply just kicking off your shoes and standing in the grass or standing on the dirt is all we need to remember that stillness, that peace. It feels so good. It really does. And I feel like it can be something that when you do experience it, it's like success, right? Like success feels so hard to get to, but once you taste it, once you've experienced it, it's easier to get back to it because you know what you did to get there, and you can work back and you can work towards it again, and you can try new things in pursuit of another level or layer of success, no matter what it is that you're trying to achieve. Peace is the same. When you actually experience peace beyond all understanding, you're like, I have to have more of that. Like I'm going to seek it. I'm going to
Mm.
find it in a flower. And this time of year, I am that crazy woman that stops at the trees and pets the leaves. And I, if one listener today decides to go on a walk and slows down enough to see that tiny baby, that shiny baby leaf popping out of the blossom, and touches it and feels that intense connection to that new life coming out, it is one of my most favorite tactile experiences. And every tree leaf feels different. Some of them feel velvety when they're new. Some of them feel super smooth. Some of them have the most delicate little ridges. I mean, our creator, oh, like, you can't help but just slow down and experience peace when you're touching, you're cracking me up, when you're touching a brand new leaf. And these are moments that for most of my life, I ran by. I ran right by the trees with the leaves, and I would look up and go, oh, look at how pretty that is. And I would just keep going. Now it's like I've experienced it, and now I gotta have it.
I I'm so touched and moved by what you're sharing right now,
Mm.
because I can feel the power of you, like the energy of what you're speaking. The energy and the words match, and there's such a strong harmonic
Mm.
and such an alignment. Like light is beginning to shimmer inside me. And why that's important, and why this is important for the Red Thread Collective, is because that's what people get to do, is they get to experience you and the remembering and feeling what that energy is like, because people say the words, but their energy doesn't match.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that in my bones because I've been part of those spaces. And Anna, one of the most beautiful things that I hear, one of the most beautiful sentiments that women share when they come into the space, that I feel I hear more than anything, is I was nervous to come here because I've been in places where it's only women, and it didn't feel right. It didn't feel good. It felt like the place where it's women still acting like the patriarchy. There was still competition. There was still comparison. And that, when they say to me, I was scared to walk in, and I'm so glad I did, because it's like nothing I've experienced before, that I feel seen and held and loved, and I feel stretched, right? Like I feel stretched in this space where maybe before I've never tried a guided meditation in a group setting, or maybe I've never talked about, well, let's just be real. We were talking a couple months ago about how we kind of get out of creative slumps, and we were talking about orgasms and about how the orgasm cracks you open, and it's meant to release this powerful energy, and that it is a, a given right that we experience that in our creative endeavors, whether if it's for work or home. And the notes that I got after that conversation were like, I can't believe you said orgasm. Like, and like this is what the space is about, right? It's everything from menopause to marketing. It's organizing your drawers to orgasming yourself into your next creative endeavor. Like, this is, being a woman is, ah, I would not want to be a man if you paid me. I love being a woman. And even with all of the strife, even with fighting for our rights, even all of those things that the patriarchy continues to try to make us small, it just makes me want to rise louder and higher, to be that beacon for women who are like, not, that isn't my story. I am not a woman who wants to play small. I have a voice, and I have a purpose that is itching to come out. I can't verbalize her. I can't say the words yet. And this is a place where women can plug in and get juiced up and reconnect with that side of them. And it's spiritual, but it's not church, right? It's business conversations, but it's not the boardroom bore. It There is this beautiful, it's really it's a co-created space. And I was talking to actually one of our other sages in the community. So Vanessa is a sage, and Laura, who you mentioned before, she's one of our wisdom weavers. And I was talking with another sage, Leslie, about, what's happening this month. And she's like, I really love everything happening with poetry. I love writing poetry. And so I've been sharing more poetry, turning my rage at the machine into art. And she was like, wouldn't it be fun if we had women read their favorite poem? And I was like, absolutely it was. Let's do that at the Sisterhood Support Circle this month. And so you'll see, because you're a member, you'll see that come out. Like, let's bring our poems to the circle. Let's share what touches us, because where else are you going to do that? Unless it's a poetry slam. Like, we aren't invited to come somewhere and read our poetry. And so
Wow.
it's like, it's something that really resonates with me, that feels right. We're definitely doing it, but it wasn't my idea. It's a co-created space. And I love that so much. It releases the pressure from me to doing it all. And it allows me to step into that space where I can be the intuitive guide, and I can welcome others' ideas. I can welcome them to open up to that still small voice that's whispering to them an idea, and say, let's play. Let's try it here. Let's do that.
My experience has been, I've been one of those women who is being healed by coming to your group. Because what I experience is kind of remembering I didn't have role models. I didn't know what it was like to be the feminine and feminine energy, but feminine and strong and powerful.
Yes.
It's like, what I sense is, what's different about your group, this is my experience, is there's such a balance between the feminine and the masculine, the receptive, the listening, the taking in, and then, okay, let's act, let's do something. Let's turn this anger into poetry. Let's
Yes.
make it beautiful.
Yeah. I'm so thrilled to hear that's your experience. That is the vision. That is the heart of it, Anna, is it is this. I was raised in a home where we could talk about what was going on. We could share the problem. And we didn't leave the table until we talked solution.
Hmm.
And I am a solution person. I'm okay with us reveling in the rage, the righteous rage. Like that emotion is strong and it's powerful and we cannot stay there. We have to transmute it. And for me, transmuting any of that like super masculine energy, it requires fun. I have
Hmm.
to find something to do that's fun in order to shift from frustration into that feminine flow. And from my personality, I'm a driver. I go, 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 go. And if I don't have rituals woven into my schedule, if I don't have on my calendar, this is the morning we're doing transcendental meditation. This is the morning we're going to journal. If I don't create that system path for myself, then I can easily get up first thing in the morning and immediately start working and work all the way until it's dark at night and not feel depleted. But I'm not showing up as my best self. Just because my energy is still going doesn't mean I'm showing up as my best self. And Red Threads Collective for me is part of that ritual. It's a weekly ritual. I'm preparing the table for us, the sacred, safe table, you know?
And it is a beautiful, gorgeous table that you set. The other thing that I've loved, and this is such a feminine thing, is that you really spotlight and highlight, invite other women to share their wisdom into the community, and you honor them.
Mm. That's a lifelong for me. That's, you know, I've not written a memoir. I likely will. I likely will, especially when I do my reflective journaling and when I'm writing to like my 7-year-old self or my 18-year-old self or my 30-year-old self. When I'm doing those practices, I realize how much of my life I've forgotten until I slow down and remember the moments that pop up. And writing is that reconnection for me. It's when, because I slow down, I think, do I have a story about that? I do. I remember in 5th grade or in 8th grade or whatever. And what's interesting is I was listening to this reel. It went by so fast. This is the one thing that breaks my heart about social media is sometimes you just can't get back to where you were to revisit something that cracked you open.
Yeah.
But it was this comment that was like, men are taught from a very young age to hate women. And it stopped me in my tracks and I thought, what? What an what a weird statement. And I continued to listen and it was like, no, 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 like follow with me. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow with you. I'm still here. And it was, think about it. When you are in grade school, you hear, oh, he throws like a girl. Oh,
Mhm.
listen, he screamed like a girl. Oh, oh, fill in the blank like a girl. And it's never a positive. It's always like it's weaker, it's less than. And that we are taught these seeds are planted and they're planted in us too. And that's why the awakening of women, and that's why the deconstructing of those thought systems that that were literally force fed to us, right? Because
Mhm.
we knew when we were young that was not true. We knew that we could do what we wanted to do, but there was some point that script flipped for us. And I think the collective is a place where we are able to reclaim that sassy, like just fierce and feisty 5-year-old and 7-year-old and 10-year-old that is in there who's like, remember me. Like, remember, we used to jump off the monkey bars and we used to fly off the swing with wild abandon. And we still can do that. Now, we probably aren't jumping off the swings with wild abandon with 50-year-old knees, but you
You
get
get the
the
point.
point. We're doing it joyfully. We're gathering and we're trying new things and we're talking about new ways of looking at things. And we are the ripple creators because when we see those things, when those thoughts come into my mind or those thoughts come into yours, and we have these sparks of divine connection, these divine downloads, like that's for a reason. And the collective is a vessel to explore those. Like, this isn't a place where you come and you go, I have this crazy thing I want to talk about. This is the place where you come and go, I had an amazing dream and I feel like there might be something here. I'd love to talk it out. And we all go, hoo hoo. Like, we pull our hair back in the ponytails and we might put on our lip gloss and we lean in and we're like, go. Like, and to me, every month it gets deeper, and every month new ideas spark inside me, and to think about ways where we can circle up in the in-between time that doesn't it isn't centered around me being there to turn on the camera, right? Creating spaces for women to connect in the in-between time when and if they want to, because social media is no longer safe. Being on Facebook and speaking your mind isn't safe. And I don't necessarily mean right now that someone's going to show up at your doorstep, but we don't
Maybe.
know what the future holds. We know that things are deleted and mistreated and there's disinformation, but we don't have that worry in our sacred space. We don't have a broligarch making billions off of our words. Like, it's us, sisters. And I love that. Like, I revel in the rebellion that is being off of social media.
Yeah. And in human connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's something, I want to make sure that the listeners hear this, um, of what one of your strongest intention is, that I heard so clear, is that you want women to remember their sacred, beautiful, powerful self
Mm.
and to own it and have it and live it.
Yeah.
And um, it's like being invited to the most exquisite party in the world, and a blanket's put down for you and says, just come as you are. I love you.
Mm.
And then a mirror is held up and go, do you see you? I do.
Yeah. Mm. I love that. I mean, I do believe that that whisper is in every single one of us. And that there is such a calling right now for us to reconnect, to re-engage, to really truly find that peace, so that in that stillness and in that silence, we can hear that whisper. Otherwise, I feel like if we don't listen to the whisper, she's going to get louder and louder and louder, and it's not going to be as fun to listen to her when she hits rage.
Yeah.
And this is the space where hopefully we don't hit that rage button, right? We feel the frustration. We feel whatever that trigger is for each one of us, and we learn to see our patterns, and we replace that really harsh, like the profane masculine energy with, we meet it, and we see it, and we speak to it, and we even honor it, and we say, I see you, and now bye-bye. It's time for you
I,
to move on.
I feel the Divine Mother right
Mm.
now as you're talking.
Yes. Yes.
It's quite beautiful. All right, we are coming to the end of our time. And my wish is that my intention and wish was I really wanted to share the Red Thread Collective in you with life. And for the people who resonates with this, that they come check it out and see if it's a fit. Because it's such a different, beautiful, powerful, authentic community. So Deborah, how do people find and learn more? Where do they check it out?
Yes. So the easiest way is to visit our website. It's Red Threads Collective. That's Red Threads with an S collective.com. And if you want to kind of sneak peek, see some of the things that we've done, you of course can find us on Instagram or Facebook. We don't do engaging there. We simply share bits and pieces so that people know what to expect. And I would encourage you to walk through the blog, read some of the past posts. There's past thread talks there, one with Laura Martin Bavard, who we mentioned at the beginning of the show. So you can learn more about Laura. And, we have it set up now that when you join, you have your first month is free. And so it gives you a chance to experience it. And if it doesn't feel like the right fit for you, then we want you to be able to go peacefully and passionately to what does fit for you. We don't want you to feel like you're stuck. So give us a try. We'd love to meet you. We'd love to spend time with you. Again, redthreadscollective.com.
Thank you so much, Deborah. I'm so grateful for this time with you.
Same. I love weaving our threads together.
Thank you.